Yes, once again, good evening. Welcome back. These are still like various versions are there of SQL Server from SQL Server 1.0 version onwards here, which was released in the year 1989. Almost also 30 years back, yeah, Microsoft has released SQL Server. Right now, we have different versions are there. We have summarized already. Our current version is the 15.0 version, 2019 version. 2019 version. But we have seen in most of our production servers, remember, still we are working with 2014, which is very successful version. 2014. Still some clients has 2008 R2, very old versions here. 2016, 2017, 2019. Okay, various versions are there. That's why tomorrow in the organization, remember, we have to work with what? Different versions. Why? Because one client may be using one version, 2014. One client may have 2016, like this here, different versions. And generally, we know to connect and work with SQL Server, we are using one tool called SSMS here, SQL Server Management Studio. SQL Server Management Studio. So check here, we can run the setup here, SSMS. Actually, we can connect through SSMS. We can work with SQL Server. Just remember, SSMS is a free tool through which we are connecting and working with SQL Server. Okay, right. So that's remember, like as a database administrator, we can work with SSMS. As a DBA, we can use this SSMS. Okay, so yeah, that is like just remember free tool through which we can connect and work with SQL Server. I will show you how to install SQL Server in production environment. I will show you. Okay, no need to worry. First, I will show you basic installation. I will show you. Later, I will show you custom installation. Custom installation. So just remember to start practicing. I will show you basic installation, how we can install SQL Server in our laptop, how we can start practicing basic installation. Later, I will show you custom installation, how we are doing installation in real time. In what? Production environments. Okay. But remember, like to connect and work with SQL Server. To connect and work with SQL Server, we are using this SSMS tool we are using. Okay, SSMS we are using. SQL Server Management Studio. Observe, we can connect to the server. Right, we can start working with the server. Check here, this is our server name. frrinfo/test is my server name. This is which server it is? SQL Server. Which version? 15.0 version, 2019 versions. 2019 version, 15.0 versions, 2019 version. Understood, right? 2019 version, 2019 versions here, 15.0 version. Okay, so that's like we can see here, like we are working with which version. We can check here just by seeing the version numbers here, 15.0. This is my login name. Here we have databases. Right now, sir, this instance we have, this server I have installed for the some morning batch students. So fresh instance actually. We don't have databases. We can create the databases here. I will show you later. Just remember, we have seen here through SSMS we can work graphically. Graphically, we can create the databases, we can restore everything here, as well as by using the commands also we can work with. If I take servers here, server right click, new query, by using the commands also we can work here. See. Okay, by using what commands also we can work with as a SQL Server DB. Both the options are there. Sir. Yeah, graphically we can work with by using the commands also we can work with SQL Server. Okay, right. Check here. If we want to see we are working with which version, we can see select at the rate version, select and execute. It is showing SQL Server 2019 versions here. 2019 version. Right, like this here, how we are connecting and working with SQL Server. Right. Basically, remember like SQL Server components are there. Two major components are there in SQL Server. Two types of components are there. We'll see. We'll take first any questions are there. Venugopal, I think you have raised the hand. You can ping the message also. Any questions are there, Venu? You have raised the hand, Venugopal? No, okay. Okay, thank you. Yes, that's why if any simple doubts are there, feel free to type in the chat panel. No need to worry. Okay, or you can unmute yourself also. You can discuss. Okay, right. Check here. SQL Server components are there. See, like two types of components are there. We have to understand very clearly. Don't get any confusion. Every RDBMS remember, not only SQL Server, it may be Oracle, Sybase, DB2. Okay, so everything's here like, yeah, that's remember like here, yeah, every RDBMS remember, like we have two types of components are there in every RDBMS. Okay, every RDBMS has what? Two types of components. Okay, so one is here like one question is it, I have installed SSMS 2012 version, is it okay? No problem, we can uninstall it, we can install again, no problem. Okay, we can uninstall, we can install again, no need to worry. Yes, I will show you. Two types of components are there. One is here like workstation components are there and server components are there. Two types of components here. See, just remember this SSMS is there. By opening SSMS, remember whenever we type some command, once we click on the execute button, remember this SSMS, what it will do, this tool will submit this command in the background to the servers here, which is nothing but what? Server components. Server component. This server component, what it will do, it will execute this command. We are getting the result back. We are getting the result back. Okay, so that's like yeah, that is like workstation components are there, server components are there here. Purpose of workstation component is what? Workstation component job is what? Just by using this component, we'll submit the query to the server. And purpose of server components is what? Server components will take the query, it will process, we are getting the result back here. Two types of components we have to understand, workstation components and server components here. Workstation components and server components. Okay, right. So that's one, but like tomorrow, if want to stop the server, if you want to restart the server, okay, so we have to stop this server component. We have to start the server components. Why? Because SSMS is what? Just like a browser. Means you can open Internet Explorer, right? So you can open Gmail server, Hotmail server. We can work with any server, right? Same thing, remember, SSMS is also like a browser through which we are submitting query to SQL Server. SQL Server will process the command. We are getting the result back. Okay, that's why remember this server components are, once again remember, basically it is a collection of services actually. Our main service is there in SQL Server, SQL Server. This is our main service here. Means what? Tomorrow, if want to restart the server, if want to stop the server, we have to restart this SQL Server service. Okay, we have to restart this SQL Server service here. Okay, right. So if want to, that's why if want to restart the server, if want to stop the server, we have to stop SQL Server service. We have to start SQL Server service here. Understood, right? Yeah, SQL Server service is our main service here, which process the user queries here. Understood, right? What we are discussing. If any confusion is there, please type in the chat panel. Just check here. Suppose let's say right now I have through this SSMS here. Through this SSMS, I have connected to this servers here. Test SQL. This is our server name. Test SQL. Okay. Test SQL here. Right. So that's like yeah. That's remember like this server. See, if I close this SSMS, server is down or server is running in the background. This is our tool, SQL Server Management Studio is a tool. Here green icon it is showing. Currently server is running, which is processing the queries here. Suppose if I stop this SSMS, server is down or server will continue working. If I close SSMS, yeah, running, right? Yes, just understood. Remember, don't confuse anything. There is no confusion here. Just remember this SSMS is what like a browser we have seen. You will open some Google Chrome. You will start working with Gmail, Hotmail, right? If you close Google Chrome, it's not meaning that Gmail server is down. Correct, right? Just we are disconnecting. Just we are disconnecting. Just right. So Gmail server is working. Other people are working also. Just we are disconnecting only. Same thing we have to understand here. Like we have to understand here SSMS is a tool through which we are submitting the queries. Correct, correct. Yes. Yeah. But remember, in the background, whenever we submit this query, once we run this command, remember, in the background, this query is executed. Once you select, once you click on execute button, immediately this SSMS tool will submit this command to which service? SQL Server service. This SQL Server service will process the command. We are getting the result back here. Clear, right? We can see this SQL Server service. We have SQL Server service is there with this name test SQL. Check here. If I go to services.msc, see here, services.msc. Here see SQL Server. So many services are there, but you can see here test SQL. SQL Server in brackets here test SQL. Why? Because my server name is test SQL. See here, right? So this service is currently in running mode actually. This service is what? In running mode, here running. That's why we are able to work with the commands, right? Suppose let's say tomorrow, if I stop this service, okay, are you sure it is saying? Yes, I am saying. Okay, now remember, SQL Server test SQL is not running now. See here, now if I run this command, the command is executed successfully, or SSMS will show the error. Anyone? Command is submitted successfully, or it throws error? No. Yes, error, right? Why? Because in the background, remember, this service is not running. SSMS will submit, SSMS will try to submit this command towards SQL Server service, but in the background service is not running, it throws error. Clear, right? Yes, if any simple query is there, please type in the chat panel. All these are very, very important for us. We have to understand very clearly. Some people who have joined today don't get any confusion. This simple concept only. No need to worry. Already I'm recording the session also. We can go through again. So if any confusions are there, note down and send me the message also. Okay. Yeah. Send me the message. So I will call you. I will discuss. No need to worry. Okay. Right. Right. Check here, like now if I run the here, see here also it is showing red icons here. Why? Because in the background SQL Server service is not running. That's why if I try to run this command, it is saying here executing query. Actually, it throws error now. After some time, it throws error. Right? It is trying to submit the command to SQL Server. After some time, it throws error. Okay. Right. So we'll get the error message. No, see here. That's why we have to understand immediately the connection has been broken, it is saying. Why? Because in the background, our SQL Server service is not running. That's why SSMS is saying that I can't run this command, right? Yes. Once I start this here, I'm starting SQL Server service running. Now, if I run this command, success. Clear, right? Yes. Just remember, install, this is called, this SQL Server service is called works server component, which is called SQL engine. SQL engine, which must be always in running mode in production server. SQL engine. But to submit the commands to this SQL engine, we are using the tool called SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. Very simple. Clear for all people, or still confusion is there? Sritam, Uday, Varaprasad, Venugopal, it is clear. Manikanda, Anil, Vamshi, Chandrasekhar. If any simple doubts are there, feel free to type. I will repeat I can repeat 10 times also, no need to worry. Yeah, but why? Because these are important concepts we have to understand very clearly. Right? Why? Because suppose tomorrow, suppose let's say tomorrow you are not following, for example. So I can't skip important concepts. All the concepts we have to discuss must and should. Compulsory we have to discuss. Maybe if you are getting confusion, I will clarify you. Okay. So maybe today you have confusion, tomorrow it will be clear. No need to worry. But suppose let's say you are not following, I can't skip the concepts, right? All the concepts are compulsory for us, which are important concepts. Right, right. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, one question is there, Sritam is asking, where can I find the SQL Server services? Yes, that's why I'm saying, if any simple doubts are there, immediately we have to type. Don't hesitate. Already I've said I will never say no. I will never ask you some opposite question. You tell me, I will tell this. Okay, that's why feel free to ask the question so that I can understand whether you are following or not. Yes, these services we can see here. See, if I go to run, okay, services.msc, one option. We have some other options are also there. We'll discuss. Understood, right? Yeah. So some other options are also there. We can discuss, but in the services.msc here, okay. Here see, click somewhere, press yes. See here, it is showing all the SQL Server services. But which service, this current server, which service we can see here? See, test SQL, right? Server name. We can see in bracket test SQL. Very simple. See here. This is our service. That's why tomorrow if you want to restart the server, if you want to stop the server, we have to restart this service, we have to stop this service. Clear? Yes, yes, thank you very much. That is the reason. Remember, tomorrow if you want to install SQL Server, let's say in your laptop you want to install SQL Server for practice purpose. You want to install SQL Server for practice purpose. Then remember, up up to SQL Server, up to SQL Server 2014, up to SQL Server 2014, we can install both SSMS plus services at a time. Means what? By running the setup, remember, we can install these both at a time. Both we can install at a time here. But from SQL Server 2016 onwards, now it is a two-step process. Clear, right? Means what? First we have to install these services. We have to install first SQL Server agent. Two main services are there. We'll talk about that again. This is our main service. So first we have to install the services. After installing these services, then we have to install SSMS. Now it is a two-step process from SQL Server 2016 onwards. Clear, right? Yes, from SQL Server 2016 onwards. Now remember, installation is a two-step process now. First, we have to install database engine or this SQL Server service we have to install. Then we have to install this SSMS. Okay, okay, okay. Next, remember second point, remember, once again, remember in one machine, we can install SQL Server maximum 50 times, 50. Generally, remember, whenever we are installing SQL Server one time, we are calling it as one instance. Check here, I have installed so many times here. SBI H loans, SBI Life, SQL 2014, SRV1, standby, subs, like this here, multiple times I have installed here SQL Server. Okay, whenever we are installing SQL Server one time, we are calling it as one instance. We are calling it as one instance here. Instance. Understood, right? Yes. So this remember instance is nothing but what? One separate copy of SQL Server. Instance is nothing but one separate copy of SQL Server here. Okay. So let's see what I will do. I will install one more instance now just for practice purpose. In real time, how we are installing, I will show you later. In real time, after 2 classes, we'll see in real time how we are installing SQL Server after 2 classes. But just to start practicing in your laptop, I will show you today how we can install SQL Server, which is called basic installation. Which is called what? Basic installations. Basic installation. So how we can install SQL Server just for practice purpose, we'll see which is a basic installation. Okay, so that's check here. I will show you. Understood, right? 2-step process it is. First, we have to install database engine or SQL Server service. Then we have to install SSMS. Once again, remember, in one machine, we have to install SSMS one time or more than one time. Suppose in my machine 10 instances are there, 10 times I have installed SQL Server. 10 times we have to install SSMS, or only one time we have to install SSMS tool. Uday, Varaprasad. Understood, right? What I am saying? I have installed SQL Server here, see, in my machine so many times. 10 times I have installed SQL Server. 10 times we have to install SSMS tool, or only one time? Yes, only one time. Already we know. Just it is like a browser, right? Google Chrome is there. Okay, right? With the same, you can connect to Gmail, Hotmail, which server you want, you can connect. No need to install 10 times Google Chrome, right? Yes, yes, right. That's remember always latest SSMS we need to maintain actually. So with latest SSMS, we can connect to latest version 2019, 2017, 2016, 2014. See, any version we can connect, either equal or lower versions we can connect. Okay, okay. Just remember like how we are installing SQL Server. I will show you. So maybe some people are already familiar with, just to start practicing. Already said most of the question answers I have written here in my blog, azure-sql.blogspot.com. I will provide you some more extra question answers also. I will provide you. Suppose differences between 2014, 2016 installation. Already we have seen up to 2014 both database engine means SQL Server service and SSMS tool can be installed at a time. But from 2016 onwards, it is separated. First we have to install database engine, then we have to install SSMS, like this, separated. Right. Right. So that is like we have to check here like you can see here later also. See, let's say we'll start with the installation. Just we have to understand server components, workstation components. Now here to start SQL Server installation, just type here SQL Server 2019. Here if you have Windows 10 is there in your laptop, directly you can install 2019 for practice purpose. Just remember once again, don't confuse. Still, I am not discussing how we are installing in real-time production. Just to start practicing in your laptop, we are installing here 2019. Okay. Check it. Try SQL Server 2019. Very simple steps are there. Okay. Where do you want to install SQL Server? It is asking here. In Microsoft Azure, you want to install. Azure is what? One of our Microsoft's cloud computing platform. Microsoft's cloud computing platforms here, Microsoft Azure. Okay, right. So whereas like here see SQL Server on premises. SQL Server on premises here. Okay, where means what? Like on premises installation here. In case of here see on premises means in our local server, in our local laptop, we can install here. Click here, free trial. Okay, okay. Which version you want to install? It is asking here. 2019 you want to install, 17, 16, 14 here. Means for the previous versions here 2012, all the versions Microsoft has stopped the support. Okay, right. Once again, remember, like if you want to install 2019, just select exe, continue. And here we are installing here evaluation edition. It is also called as enterprise evaluation edition, which has total features of SQL Server. We can use it for 180 days. It works for 180 days. Okay, it works for what? 180 days here. Understood, right? Yeah, this feature works for 180 days. We have to understand. Right. So this is like this is like we have to, we can, yeah, after 6 months, remember, it is disabled. This feature, this SQL Server instance will not work here after 6 months. Okay. Or before that, we can upgrade, we can enter the product key. If you have purchased license, we can continue. But here for practice purpose, we can install this. Continue. Type here any details. Okay, just enter any information. Just, yeah, any information. There is no validations, anything. Okay, any details. Just continue. Yeah, just here installation is startup file is downloaded. Click on that file. Okay. Okay. Now, sir, it is asking which version you want. Which one you want to install? Sorry. Basic installation is it? Here we can download the software also freely. We can run the setup later also. Now yeah, we can go with what? Download media also. We can download in our laptop. We can run the setup later. But let's say I want to go with basic installation. See here, just to start practicing. Okay, click on that. I accept. Default path is that C program files. Okay, C program files, Microsoft SQL Server. I think I will check in my C drive bar file. It is there. Okay, space is there. Just click on install. Immediately it starts installation. See, very simple steps are there here to install SQL Server for practice purpose. Now remember, now yeah, this wizard is going to install database engine or database engine plus SSMS. This wizard is installing only database engine or engine plus tool SSMS. Okay, sure. Yeah, Manikanta is saying database engine, Kishore is saying engine, Varaprasad is saying engine, Venkateshwarlu, Venugopal, Sritam. This wizard is going to install only SQL engine or SSMS tool is also installed along with this installation. Vamsi, Murthy is saying database engine, Anil, Abhishek. Okay, Anil is saying only database engine, Sritam is saying engine. Any other people? Only engine or SSMS also? Vamsi is saying only engine. Yes, yeah, correct. Venugopal is saying we have to download separately. Correct. Yes, only engine is installed. Means what? After this, if I go to services.mbc, we can see one SQL Server service actually. Okay, separate service we can see actually. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Right. Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. I think we are on the same page. Same page means what? Means both we are with the same understanding. It's meaning generally in Africa they would say we are on the same page. Okay. Unable to install SQL Server. SQL setup is already running. See, I think I already have run the setup in our previous class, previous batch, previous 6 to 7 batch. Yeah, here see, I'm trying to apply the hard fix actually, updates. SQL Server patch I'm trying to apply. That's why this setup is running. You can't run again, it is saying here very clearly. Understood, right? Okay, if I cancel this, then this setup will work. Okay, yes, yes. Check here in the downloads it is there. I will go back to here. I will click again on basic installation option. Okay, just here basic I'm saying I accept default path is here install. Okay, it is saying downloading the package. After that, once it is downloaded successfully, then it starts the installation process. Yes. Yes, check here. Downloaded successfully. Installation is going on. Just remember in a fresh machine, it may take 10 to 15 minutes time. But in my machine already SQL Server is there. In my machine, I have 32 GB RAM is there. In my machine, I have SSD, solid state drive, whose performance is very high. It takes very less time, maximum 3 to 5 minutes, maximum 3 minutes generally, 3 to 5 minutes time. So here installation is going on. Okay. Once the installation is done successfully, for example, we can see that one separate SQL Server service is created. Then if already SSMS is there, we can connect and we can start working with this server, or we can download SSMS separately. We can run the setup. Very simple steps are there, very simple process. Okay. Yes. Actually, remember already we have seen from SQL Server 2017 onwards. SQL Server 2017 onwards, remember, SQL Server works in any platform. It may be Windows or Linux or Mac, any platforms here. That is the one more reason here why most of the clients are preferring today SQL Server. Okay, so that is here one of the another major reasons here why most of the clients are preferring SQL Server. Okay, right, right. So let's see like what is yeah, SQL Server database engine we are installing now. So yeah, installation process is going on. Okay. So parallelly, what you do while practicing this, you download the media also. Third option, you make it ready in your laptop. We'll see custom installation. We'll see after 2 classes. We'll discuss what are the hardware requirements, software requirements, what is the installation architecture. I will show you installation ticket also. I will show you why, because whenever we are installing SQL Server in production environment, yeah, we have installation ticket will get actually. Okay, so why? Because which version we have to install, all those things will get here in the form of installation ticket. After getting that ticket, by seeing that ticket, we can install SQL Server. Otherwise, how we know which version we have to install, in which drive we have to install, with what features we have to install, how we do, right? Just remember in real time, compulsory will get the installation ticket. Okay, so after receiving that installation ticket only, we'll install SQL Server by using the information which is provided in the installation ticket. So I will show you one installation ticket. I will show you. In that ticket, we have complete information. You said according to that information, we can start installation process. So many tickets are there here in the respective concepts. See, previously here Microsoft was providing this ITSM one tool, ticketing tool actually. So here see the ticketing tool, they will mention here see, yeah, check here like it was raised almost like 7 years back, for example, 2014. Yeah, reference number, change request ticket. In that ticket, what the client is asking, install SQL Server, which type of installation? Standalone installation. In general, remember for installation, we have in the SLAs here 72 hours time is there, means 3 days time is there here in the SLA. 3 days time is there for installation. Within that 3 days, we have to yeah, clear. We have to finish actually compulsory. Okay, right. So With means what, from this time to 16 to 9, 3 days time is it. Within that at any time we have to complete the installation process. Okay, in these 3 days. Okay. Okay. The same way, remember in this ticket we have so many other pages are also there, which version they are asking to install. So whether we have to install default instance or named instance, we'll see that in the next class. Period notification is required. Yes, client is saying here before starting installation, at least 1 hour before we have to inform to the client. Okay, I'm starting installation process. Why? Because server is there here in Colombo somewhere. We are sitting here in Hyderabad office. We are installing. That's why period notification is required. What services we have to install? Complete information will get here in the installation ticket. We'll discuss this ticket again after 2 classes. Then I will show you custom install and we can understand easily. Okay, yeah. See here success, it is saying installation is completed successfully. It is saying this is the instance name MS SQL Server 09. See here what feature it has installed. Only SQL engine it has installed. See here which version? 15.0 version, that is 2019 version. Okay. This is our server name actually, MS SQL Server 09. Check here. If I go to services.msc, see here. Okay. Click somewhere, press yes. Here we can see SQL Server, MS SQL Server 09. See here, this is our instance. Just now it was installed. 09. See here very clearly, MS SQL Server 09. This is our instance name or server name, which is running, currently running. Now remember, by opening SSMS, I can connect to this server if we have already installed. SSMS is installed. Yeah, generally after installing this database engine, just remember click on install button. Just it will navigate to Microsoft website. You can download here SSMS. We can run. Just 2-3 steps are there. We can run SSMS separately here. Tool we have to install separately. Okay, but already in my machine it is there. Just I have opened SSMS. Go to server name, browse for more, database engine, last ones here, MS SQL Server 09. Okay, actually this is my system name actually, laptop name / instance name, connected successfully. It is a fresh instance. There are no databases here, fresh instance. Okay, like they said, how simply we can install SQL Server for practice purpose. Okay, right. Let's see how we are installing SQL Server for practicing purpose here. Okay. Now say like already we have seen SSMS also. Yeah, we can install. You can download from here. You can install. Very simple steps are there. There is no need. There is no confusion. Very simple steps are there. That's why while installation, if you have some problem is it, please ping me on my WhatsApp number. Okay. Some simple doubt is there, any problem is there while installation. Sometimes in some Windows operating systems, it will throw error. Just you can send me the message, WhatsApp message. Okay. Just here close. Okay. we can see here service will there, one extra service is there, MS SQL Server with that name. Okay, that is like how we can do here basic installation to start practicing. I think it is clear. SSMS is a tool through which we are connecting and working with SQL Server. But SQL Server service is it, which is our main service here, through which we are connecting and working. SQL Server is our main service through which we are connecting and working, through which is processing the queries. SQL Server service will process the queries. Agent is for connection purpose. SQL Server service is what? Which is our main service which process the user queries. Okay. Okay. I think it is clear how to install SQL Server to start practicing. Okay, right. Let's say what I will do. I will conclude the session here. If any doubts are there, we'll discuss that doubts. We'll continue again tomorrow. Okay.